Red Square, St. Basil's. These names evoke images of grandeur and history, a place where the past and present collide in a mesmerizing dance. Images flood your mind, imposing architecture, military parades, a harsh beauty. The square is a stage where history has played out in grand spectacles, from the Tsars to the Soviet era and now in the modern age. We think we know Russia, this land of contradictions, a place where opulence and austerity coexist, where the old and new intermingle in a complex tapestry. But scratch the surface, and you find a different story. One that isn't told in the guidebooks or shown in the tourist photos. One etched in the faces of everyday people, far from the tourist throngs. It's a story of resilience, of lives lived in the shadow of history. A story whispered on icy winds echoing through crumbling Soviet blocks. These buildings, once symbols of a powerful regime, now stand as silent witnesses to the passage of time. This is the Russia we're diving into. The real Russia. Not the one polished for postcards, but the one that breathes and struggles, that dreams and endures. Forget the caviar dreams and vodka-fueled fantasies. This journey is about understanding the soul of a nation, one that is as complex as it is captivating. This journey isn't about luxury, it's about authenticity, about seeing life as it is lived by millions of Russians every day. It's about peeling back the layers, revealing the heart of a nation grappling with its past, fighting for its future. In the conversations in a local cafe, in the quiet moments of reflection at historical sites, the true essence of Russia emerges. From the concrete jungle of Moscow to the unforgiving expanse of Siberia, the diversity of this vast land is staggering. Each region tells its own story, each person adds a unique thread to the national fabric. Prepare for a reality check. This isn't the Russia of fairy tales, but a place where real life unfolds in all its complexity and beauty. Because Russia's true beauty lies not in its landmarks, but in the indomitable spirit of its people. It's in the warmth of a family gathering, in the resilience of those who face harsh winters and uncertain futures with unwavering strength. Step off the tourist trail, and you find yourself in a different Russia, one that tourists rarely see. Here the streets are quieter, the buildings older, and the people more reserved. It's a stark contrast to the bustling city centers filled with tourists and shiny new developments. The facade starts to crumble, revealing the true face of a nation grappling with its past and present. The infrastructure here tells a story of neglect and decay, a far cry from the polished exteriors seen in more affluent areas. Shiny storefronts give way to dilapidated apartment blocks, remnants of a bygone era. These Soviet-era buildings stand as silent witnesses to a time when promises of prosperity were made but never fully realized. This is where the ruble stretches thin, where every kopeck counts. In modest grocery stores, the shelves are stocked with basic goods, and the choices are limited. It's a daily struggle to make ends meet. Pensioners huddle for warmth, sharing stories of better days gone by. Their faces etched with lines of hardship, they gather in parks, wrapped in layers to fend off the biting cold. Mothers count kopecks to feed their families, carefully budgeting every ruble. In small shops they weigh their options, often having to choose between essentials. Life here isn't about iPhones and Instagram, it's about survival. The digital divide is evident, with fewer smartphones and more face-to-face interactions. People rely on each other, forming tight-knit communities. It's about putting food on the table, keeping a roof overhead. Families gather around simple meals, their homes modest but filled with love and resilience. The weight of history hangs heavy, a legacy of economic hardship and political turmoil. Monuments and old photographs serve as reminders of a complex past that continues to shape the present. A legacy of economic hardship and political turmoil. Protests and rallies are not uncommon, as people voice their frustrations and demand change. The echoes of Soviet-era politics still resonate in the hearts and minds of many. Yet, amidst the struggle you see flashes of resilience. Neighbors help each other, sharing what little they have. There's a sense of community that thrives even in the toughest of times. A shared laugh over a game of dominoes. Simple pleasures bring moments of joy, a brief respite from the daily grind. The quiet dignity of a street vendor selling pickled cucumbers. Each sale is a small victory, a testament to their perseverance. It's a constant battle, a daily grind, but they face it head-on. Laborers work tirelessly in tough conditions, their determination unwavering. They face it head-on, with a strength born of necessity. Their faces tell a story of resilience, of a people who refuse to give up. With a strength born of necessity, they continue to push forward, finding hope in the smallest of victories. This is life beyond the ruble's reach, where every day is a testament to the human spirit. Moscow, a city of contradictions, a sprawling metropolis where history and modernity collide in a dance of contrasts. Glistening skyscrapers pierce the sky, casting long shadows over crumbling Soviet-era buildings. The juxtaposition is stark, almost jarring, as if the city itself is unsure of its identity. Luxury cars roar past street vendors hawking sunflower seeds and fur hats. The opulence of the wealthy glides effortlessly past the grit and grind of the working class, creating a mosaic of lifestyles that coexist yet rarely intersect. This is a city of extremes, where the haves and have-nots live in uneasy proximity. In one neighborhood you might find opulent mansions with manicured lawns, while just a few blocks away dilapidated buildings house families struggling to get by. We meet Dmitry, a taxi driver with calloused hands and a weary smile. His face tells a story of years spent navigating the labyrinthine streets of Moscow, each wrinkle a testament to the countless hours behind the wheel. He navigates the chaotic streets with the ease of a seasoned veteran, sharing stories of the city's hidden underbelly. From the bustling markets to the quiet, forgotten alleys, Dmitry knows Moscow like the back of his hand. He speaks of corruption, of bureaucratic nightmares, of the daily struggle to make ends meet, the red tape that entangles even the simplest of tasks, the bribes that grease the wheels of progress, and the resilience required to survive it all. But he also speaks of his love for Moscow, its hidden courtyards, its vibrant art scene, its enduring spirit. Despite the challenges, there is a beauty that persists, a sense of community and culture that thrives in the face of adversity. This is Dmitry's Moscow, a city of contrasts, complexities, and unyielding spirit. Siberia, a land of vast emptiness where winter bites with icy teeth. Temperatures plummet, days shrink, and the landscape transforms into a stark, unforgiving canvas. This is a place of extremes, where survival is a daily battle. We travel to Yakutsk, one of the coldest cities on Earth, to meet Anya, a reindeer herder. Her weathered face tells a story of hardship and resilience, of a life lived in harmony with nature's brutal rhythm. She speaks of the challenges of nomadic life, of the dwindling reindeer herds, of the threat of climate change. In a small village outside Irkutsk, we meet Baba Lena, a babushka with eyes that hold centuries of wisdom. Her wrinkled hands, rough from years of toil, offer us steaming cups of tea and homemade bread. Her words, though spoken in hushed tones, carry the weight of generations. She speaks of the hardships endured, the sacrifices made, the enduring strength of the Russian spirit. She remembers the famine, the purges, the collapse of the Soviet Union. Through it all, she says, the Russian people survived. They adapted, they persevered, they found hope in the darkest of times. Section 6. Vodka shots and heartache, unveiling the Russian soul. The clinking of shot glasses, the mournful strains of a folk song. Vodka flows freely, a social lubricant that unlocks the Russian soul. But beneath the surface cheer, there's a deep-seated melancholy, a sense of loss and longing. This is a nation that has known its share of heartache, the scars of war, the wounds of political repression, the pain of economic hardship. They run deep. But there's also a fierce pride, a defiant spirit, a refusal to be broken. Section 7. Behind the Iron Curtain of Perception. We, in the West, view Russia through a distorted lens. Cold War propaganda, Hollywood stereotypes, and news headlines paint a picture of a monolithic, menacing entity, but the truth, as always, is far more nuanced. To truly understand Russia, we must look beyond the stereotypes. We must engage with its people, listen to their stories, and witness their daily realities. Only then can we begin to bridge the gap between perception and truth. Section 8. Beyond borscht and ballet. Russia is more than just its iconic exports. It's not just about borscht, ballet, and Dostoevsky. It's a land of immense cultural richness, of breathtaking natural beauty, of profound artistic expression. From the literary masterpieces of Tolstoy and Chekhov to the haunting melodies of Rachmaninoff and Stravinsky, Russian art reflects the soul of a nation. It's a tapestry woven from threads of joy and sorrow, of hope and despair, of love and loss. Section 9. The Real Russia, a Tapestry of Truth. This journey has been an eye-opener. We've witnessed the struggles and triumphs of everyday Russians. We've seen the stark beauty of their land, the resilience of their spirit, We've tasted their food, heard their stories, and felt their pain. The real Russia, we've discovered, is not a fairy tale. It's a complex, contradictory, and deeply human place. It's a land of contrasts, where beauty and hardship coexist, where the past casts a long shadow over the present, and where the human spirit continues to endure against all odds.